They've picked up some eliminations. Oh, they're even going to have a little care package delivered to them if they don't miss it and turn around.
They don't both put their backs to it, unfortunately. Would have had a nice little surprise there, but instead they just continue to press and use code fakes. Maybe you should use code Tfue instead, since he just knocked you right there, and they're going to try and get the double conversion, and they does, getting the damage and the pop, so not quite the double elim, but trying the near side of the zone. Everybody's going to have to rotate past him as he has high ground control. So normally players would be worried in this circumstance, but nobody's going to be able to shoot him, so he can just keep firing these shots away. One down, and then I think that was 6 straight tags to get all of the shields, and not quite the knock, but some nice 30 health damage there.
Wow, I just love how he's able to openly hold the high ground like this. Nobody disciplining him for this play right now. He is just blanketing out with the wood. Nobody's shooting him down. He's in an incredibly comfortable situation, doesn't have that redeploy, but playing so confidently, it doesn't look like he'll need it.
Nobody else had room to take it. Cloaksy does pick up a knock, but then falls to the fall damage just after that. So he's going to get ticked over there because there's no way Tfue's going to be able to go back. So now he is going to be a solo rider.
Clean decisions here. Can't tarp the same way that he probably would want to, but still maintaining that high ground. Oh, right away, seeing that Tart is behind him, able to get that knock onto him and an elimination out of the sky on Wee, really putting into action this long-range shotgun.
Yeah, and it puts him directly into the top 10 as well as Swave gets picked down. This is just brilliant from Tfue, running ultimate high ground out, but he hasn't been able to convert on any of those in terms of getting the resources. As you see, Tart goes down, does fire the RPG off, but still 19 mats.
More builds. He's going to have to use these to the best of his abilities. Maybe pick up an elimination, pick up some extra resources. He's looking for anything he can get right now. Goes for the shot, lands it onto Colton, but immediately getting targeted from the player above.
Yeah, needs to be careful there. The Stinks are holding out the zone now on the right hand. It does get a 21 white mark, so knows that player doesn't have anything. And Chunky takes the chunky shot and goes down. Putting out the trap. Tfue looking for the right hand angle as 2 players jump out. Jexpo goes down to Tfue, trying to run it out as Crew gets sent down, and Zobi picks that one up, getting a point for Tfue. Now it's just a 1v1. Tfue has everything to lose, and no problem there. Every advantage in the world but the right hand. He says, I'll take it. 12 elims for him, 2 for Cloaksy, 24 points. If you're unfamiliar with how the tournament matchmaking system works, you get matched up with players near your point mark as 72 picks up the down onto Hansen, but is getting pressured. Will opt to disengage down 1 block. Now the question is, can he go over and pick it up? He does have the rift to go to disengage out, but he wants to pick up the resources here. He wants to try and make this happen and make this conversion worth it. As Vivid is still down, he sees where the player is, sees him cancel the revive, and he gets it! He gets it! 72 hours! That was brilliant! Coming out from the player for Liquid, taking down Prodigy Aces and Hansen in a quick 1v2, but the question is, can he work his way back over to Vivid to...
Yeah, you know, you don't always get what you want from where you land, but if anyone can pull this off, it's definitely these two. We've seen how important it is, what you're talking about, the converting. You get that 1 elimination and you can get the loadout of your dreams.
That adjusted 150 health means, hey, if 2 of these guys are looking at you, that baller is not going to last. And using the spray from that first SMG, they get it. Thick Boy Air App does get down to over there, but can they convert? They see the rift over on the side, they see all the drop, and no, they're just going to leave it there. 16 duels left, so getting close to the first threshold.
Oh, looking to maybe create an opportunity now. Does get Linnaeus. Oh my gosh, that timing with the 2 of them. Still having that 1 shot in his hand cannon.
Through the mini shield that was hit there, and the rest of the storm is coming through.
Yeah, great shots coming out, waiting for the edit play by Slay. Gets that elimination, but there's more players around him, picking up another one on Cheetah. 6 eliminations between the 2 of them already. They were just sitting at 0 when we started spectating them.
Yep, great work to get that one done, but Bambi does get picked up over in the side. Now we have the TSM duo of Zexro and Vinny up on the high ground, as Vivid is still in this lobby as we get closer to that top 5. So 72's revive on him could indeed prove clutch, as 72 does get knocked by Vinny. You can see them kind of splitting their resources real quick, trying to make sure whoever is staying up has everything they need. 72 gets ticked over, and now we're into the top 5.
Now it's Vinny's opportunity to get the elim, but unfortunately he doesn't have any more build. He takes the fall damage and goes down, isn't able to pop that shadow bomb in time.
Yeah, Owl being gifted all the rest of the resources right there. No more builds, and you can see he was trying to waterfall his way out. Instead, didn't have enough time to swap over. Now it's Zexero riding it down. There is one more duo left. Otherwise, it's a solo party.
Raining them down. They are about the width of the zone. Isn't able to get an elimination with it, but now choosing to rain down with the RPG, getting some really clear shots, and everyone is so low down on the bottom. Vivid going down. Predator, the only player remaining now on that low ground. Not in a great position. Does have an RPG. We'll see if he's able to convert on it. Looking to play a play for high ground. Immediately getting shot down by Zexero.
And if he can get it to land, it actually won't be enough. No, it won't be enough. Wait, what kind of RPG is it? No, it will be enough to get it if he can get the direct, but from the high ground, it's going to be so much harder in order to make it land just at the 119. Zexero's looking for it. There's no builds. That should be it. Yep. Predator gets cleaned out right there. Zexero being so patient, so determined.
Now, I know the decrease in health was a long time ago, but that is the quickest way to get a care package down and take advantage of whatever is inside. Hopefully get an RPG moving into this late game. And right away, we've talked about this earlier. When you have the two teams, they sense blood. They want to, get that last shot and steal that elimination from the other team to be used.
Yeah, and you notice Nico King using the jump pad late and making sure nobody else was around it, so nobody else gets the benefit of that free rotation. Going to separate himself by going up a grid and then back down, immediately raining shots over with the rare AR. Find some shield connections, but nothing else. Mr. Clutch Up does get down there right after I say that, so nice raw health damage there, and he gets Outcast D's as well. Don't forget, D's and Grandma were at the top of the leaderboard, so that's huge.
Is sitting here raining the drum gun shots in on the players looking to rotate in. Does pick up Panic Bullet. That's who we were spectating earlier, and now using that Shadow Bomb to make the rotation in. He has 3 more to utilize for this game.
Yeah, they are in a fantastic position. Also drops basically directly on top of a legendary combat shotgun. I mean, that's got to feel great, as now we're into the top 5, has a ton of shields, a decent amount of builds, good utility, and now he's just going to start raining shots down. That's a 63 into a 76 connect.
The low ground, not even opting to mess with anyone, gets a clean boombo shot. You just talked about that. You don't need to land the shot. That AoE does so much damage. Oh, it does get pushed down by his teammate's build, I believe, but does find Melody, who was very low on that low ground. His teammate now joining him. McDougal and Puns on the low ground, Hippie in that high. Yeah,
Hippie somehow managed to get the high ground out of that whole situation, and now Puns is ripped. Puns might as well not be in this lobby, sitting on 10 HP. He's gonna have to challenge it, be the one to hit the shot. McDougal is just going to drop himself in, but Hippie only has 3 builds. It's going to top off on shields, does have the Shadow Bomb if he wants to pop that and drop, but he gets Puns just with the edge. That's what we were talking about. Might not as well bet in this lobby, so Hippie drops down to challenge, and he gets it, drops him all the way out. Brilliantly done, challenging down with the combat and sending him flying. Hippie Habitat thrown a cone out right as it went, so just caught the corner of it and unfortunately dropped him down. They are into the top 10, so having already hit the 5 placement points here, and they are on ultimate high ground, so not a ton of stress coming through there as we move across pressure plant. It's going to be difficult for those players who are pinned below the mountain, so what's Tifu going to do? He's going to start throwing rockets down there. That's Clarity G, the first place qualifier to last week, but getting a little too content up on that ultimate high ground. Cloaksy gets drilled right there by Cleveland. It gets picked up, and we're almost into the top 5. But Tifu is completely out of builds. He has 0. So what is he going to do? Pop the Shadow Bomb and just wait. And now you see Tifu going to pop Shadow Bomb number 2 and try and create a little bit of space, find a little bit of breathing room, but it's not going to matter that much as he pops Shadow Bomb number 3, and he needs to be careful. Does take a Storm Tick, can't jump back out and over it, and there it is. Provic closed that one up. Schmexy goes down as well. Now it's just Provic versus Crazy, and I apologize because those are apparently 2 different shades of green, and I am green colorblind, so they look exactly the same. But now Crazy in the top right, Provic in your bottom right. Great shot coming out from Crazy as he drills Provic, and now he's going to look vertically. Crazy is out of build, so instead just going to start spraying up towards the high ground. Provic only has 2 more builds. 1 more build now. Cannot waterfall down. Has to either jump and hit his combat shot or rip. Instead, throws the build out. That was the wrong decision, and Crazy makes you pay for it.
not a lot of them for how many players are trying to get into it and how many talented players are trying to get into it.
Oh, and great shots coming out from Ninja onto Neomod as they get into the top 15. I mean, yeah, personally, I would love to see Tyler on land with all of these guys. I think one of his greatest strengths as a player is the decision making and his amount of experience. Same thing that ends up going with Tfue. When you're competing and you've been competing in this space for so long, that when you do get on that stage, you kind of you're a little more at home there in a number of games. And it's just incredibly impressive to see him continuing to roll it around. But now on board here with Kool-Aid, Juicebox, and Jakku 2K with a great elim there under Nerdneck Ethan.
Into the zone, and now we got 72 right here sitting on 8 eliminations. This is the play right now, that long range shotgun. It is so powerful for these guys, and not sure he meant to fall off there. Tries to save himself with the rift, is unable to do so, and gets picked up by Ziff. Really interesting fall damage plays we've been seeing from a lot of these players on their people coming into the zone.
Yeah, did get gifted that rift for free from the mistake on 72 hours. So no elim credit going on there, but does get the elim credit as AKZ does get picked up. Jack was able to get out of dodge, and now we're into the top 10. You can see that hard aim coming out there, and then the second rift. So using those two rifts back to back, picked up by the juice box there, and does get confirmed over. Ninja gets his box pushed, but Jack wasn't ready and wasn't clean enough with the shots. Ninja close him up, gets the siphon, 86 effective HP, but him in reverse need to get back together. Does have enough builds, but needs to be careful about what he owns. Does have the rocket launcher ready and waiting. Looking for an angle fire, spun up, and Juice Box, Kool-Aid Juice Box, it gets drunk. Ninja, no problem there. He'll take that one down. Washed Cole gets washed out of the lobby. Villain Michael
reverse is down.
Up. Mjolnir and Neferux gets reversed. So now it's all on the back of Ninja, but we are into that top 5. So it's Neferux in the bottom right as Ninja works top down with the RPG, fires it off, trying to track down Ziff, who instead just goes down and gets absolutely pincered. Neferux and Kearney, the benefactors of both of those, but now Ninja up on the high ground as both take to the skies. He's going to build up. They're going to land on the shack just above him, so he's going to forfeit that one over, and Kearney drops down to challenge and find it as Ninja falls down, tries to get the reset, but brilliantly done.
At the top of his game, I expect nothing less from Zextro. Well, let's take a gander now. NAE standings is going to be Vivid in 72 at the top. You got Abuelita, Grandma, and Outcast will be in number 2. Grove followed by the scientist. That's so smart.
Except
anyway,
with a little bit of color.
I can't even. Fuzzy, and then Hogman, Cloakseat, and Tfue. And remember, folks, any players that manage to find their way up to the top here, and if they've already qualified, they will not get that spot as far as like tomorrow is concerned. But that's not going to be too much of an issue here today. Remember, it's about top 1,500 duos moving on to Sunday's games.
Still, though, I mean, these standings right now are a preview of the kind of things that we're tracking. I mean, Tfue and Cloak, they're not qualified yet. Vivid and 72, they're not qualified. Vivid, obviously, in solos. Tfue and solos as well. Fuzzy and Hogman, these guys have had all such great performances. They're all so close, but just not there yet. So, having a good day here on Saturday,